for you to do that. We're all good. Awesome. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to my honors capstone presentation, Together Apart, Exploring a New Definition of Live Performance. So like many honors capstones projects and other capstone projects, this is not the original project I had planned. Originally, I was going to do about a 30-minute dance concert that I had choreographed myself to all live dancers and musicians. And the point of that was going to be to explore the importance of live art and how different art forms can work together to portray the same messages and meanings. And then obviously, COVID-19 came along, school got shut down, all that good stuff. And I thought I wasn't able to do any of the performance aspect of my project. But then I had a meeting with my advisor, Angie, and she came up with the brilliant idea of what if we just changed the platform? So that's how we got the idea to have like a mini dance concert over Zoom, which is going to be one of the parts of my presentation today. So then I also started looking into what other organizations have done during this time, and the phrase "together apart" came up a lot. So that's how I came up with the title for this presentation. So there's going to be three main portions to this presentation. The first one is going to be a mini dance concert. The second one is going to be exploring what other arts communities are doing during this time and what other dance companies are doing. And then finally, we're going to end with a discussion about either what I talked about today or just things you have noticed. Oh, I'm going to let someone else in. There we go. So the first part, like I said, is going to be our dance concert portion. So let me share my screen with you so I can explain something. Awesome, here we go. So in order to have the best viewing experience for this dance concert portion, I'm gonna ask us all to do a few things. First, make sure that your microphone is on mute. Second, make sure you're viewing in gallery view. That's located in the upper right-hand corner. And then lastly, we're going to do the hide non-video participants. That way you just see the performers at the time. So in order to do that, you can go to the bottom of your screen, click to turn off your video, and then go to your personal little square. There'll be 3 dots. You can click that, and then there should be an option to hide non-video participants. So everyone can go ahead and do that now. If you have any troubles doing that, just holler out, unmute your microphone, let me know. Let's see. I still see pretty much everyone's. I stopped the sharing so that you could access that easier. Let's see. Okay. Dancers, Jalen and Harper, is everyone still on your screen? No? It looks good to you? Cool. Okay, everyone's still on my screen, so I was a little confused.
Could you do the hide non-video participants on your own?
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
There we go. That looks good. Okay, awesome. So we're going to start the dance concert portion then. So I'm going to show you guys 2 performances today. And how I chose these were because first of all, both of these dances only have 1 musician involved. That way there's no issue with sound lag or anything like that. So this first piece is called Brother. It was a piece that I already had done before break and before I had to change my project. And it's a duet, so I knew that it would need lots of editing in order to make it ready for Zoom. I also wanted to explore like how I could still have the dancers interact even though they couldn't actually touch each other, and how I could still get those messages across. And then it was also going to be a challenge because I knew the two dancers would never be perfectly in sync, but I wanted to work with that anyways. So without further ado, here's Brother, an original song written and performed by Kawai Wong and danced by Jalen Rick and Harper Addison.
Brother of mine, come rest by my side. Lay down your burdens and rest your weary heart. I know your journey has been long, and I know you don't feel very strong. But if the world should overwhelm you, I will be right there for you. Brother of mine, come rest by my side. Lay down your burdens and rest your weary heart. Please know you mean so much to me, and please know I love you endlessly. And if the world should overwhelm you, call and I will run to you. Brother of mine, come rest by my side. Lay down your burdens and rest your weary heart.
Yay, awesome. Thank you guys. Okay, next up we have a piece called One Way Ticket to Heartbreak. I chose this piece because it was not completed before break, so I got the chance to explore choreographing for a more compact space and also doing the whole rehearsal process remotely. So I worked with the dancer Mandy Dolney over sending her videos and over Zoom. So that was a whole new experience for me, and I'm sure her as well. So here is One Way Ticket to Heartbreak, an original song performed by Mary Alice and danced by Mandy Dolney.
I ain't the type to sit and wait by the phone. Don't give no one power to make me feel alone. You know the kind to make you feel you're one in a million, then leave you out to dry. With no explanation, no reason why. I'd rather have no one than question where I stand. I've done that before, don't wanna feel that again. So I don't get that close no more. Try to cut it off before it gets to the point where I want something more. Baby, if I wanted you, it'd be a one-way ticket to heartbreak, and I don't want to put my heart in a suitcase, and the way that I feel, sorry, let me know, let me go. Fed up with bullshit, I see right through it now. If you don't feel it, that's fine, I won't cut you out. Not saying we can't have fun, 'cause we all need someone. Baby, I get it, if you can't see past right now. I know if I wanted you, it'd be a one-way ticket to heartbreak, and I don't want to put my heart in a suitcase. I got places to be, my future to see too. So baby, if you want me, let me know, or let me go. I know empty promises when I hear 'em, but maybe I'm just too deep in my feelings. Baby, forgive me, I'm just trying to be happy. Gotta find a way to slow it down. Don't need it all figured out right now. Baby, if I wanted you, it's a one-way ticket to heartbreak, 'cause I put my all into anything that I'm feeling, and the way that I feel about you terrifies me. So baby, if you want me, let me know, or let me go. Let me know, or let me go.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Okay, so that was our first portion, and that is how I personally explored the live arts even in this world of COVID-19. And then I was also interested in seeing what other companies and professionals, schools, all sort of stuff are doing online with dance and other arts. So let me share my screen with you guys again. Okay. So the first thing I noticed when I was doing research was that this is not the first time that the arts are going online. One study that I found super interesting, it was called I Dance Arizona. One of the most fascinating things to me was that it was done in 2005 when the technology was even less developed than it is now. This was a study done at Arizona State University and with their dance education majors. A lot of those majors, once they graduated, they stayed in the city of Phoenix because there was lots of job opportunities for them, so they didn't have to go out to the rural schools in the rural communities. But these communities were reaching out to the university because they wanted to incorporate dance into their schools. So through a long process, they set up video conference classrooms in their school so that the teachers could reach the students and the students could see the teachers, and they could have dance class at school. Obviously, there was a lot of technological barriers with this since it was less developed, but no matter what, they made it work. No matter if there was lags or cut-ins and outs, they still were able to bring dance to communities that did not have it previously. More recently, there's the Yasamar Dance Theater. Samar Haded King lives in Palestine, but often works with dancers in New York City. So she's found that using live videos really helps her in teaching and rehearsing with her company members. She found it is also good when she needs to travel to Israel for work, but cannot because of road closures and checkpoints. So video chatting and video dance has become a normal thing in her life. There's also the Netherlands Dance Theater. They also explored video dance in 2018. Andrea Schmoli lives in the US while teaching in the Netherlands. The best way for her, she has found, is that she sends videos of her choreography to her students and video chats with them to do further rehearsals. She pointed out in this article that that to teach this way, she has learned to be very specific and detailed with her communication. So that is all what has happened in the past, but obviously there's a lot going on today. One of the most interesting groups I read about is the Mark Morris Dance Group. Mark Morris is the head of this group, and he is all about live performance and always uses live musicians. Even during this time when he can't physically be with his dancers, he has found a way to have live rehearsals through video platforms such as Zoom. He rehearses with all the dancers and the musicians in live time. In an article in the Washington Post, he said that him and his company have had to redefine themselves as filmmakers instead of just dancers since they are working over the screen. He said, "It's not the in-person blood, sweat, and tears performing, but there's still a presence we're maintaining that's really valuable." He is doing everything in his power to keep the value of live performance going, and he is one of the few companies that I found doing so, so I found that super fascinating. There's also the American Dance Theater. They were in the middle of a tour when COVID-19 shutdowns began, and their dancers were really bummed, but they still found a way to spread positivity and inspiration. They explained in a New York Times article. The dancers had the idea of choreographing of videoing their choreography that they were going to be performing, and then just editing it together so that they were all performing it in their own little boxes and then shared it with the public. They found that their audience really loved this, and the dancers themselves loved it as well because they were still able to dance all together, even though they weren't physically together. They said that they will be releasing more videos because they loved doing this so much. Another company is called the Seldoms. They are based out of Chicago and also had performances canceled. They also wanted to share their art still, so instead of releasing their current performances, they released a video of a past performance called Power Goes. They described this dance piece as about politics and power. They decided to release this one because they thought it related really well to the current times of our country. So not only did they find a great way to share their art, but they also wanted to strike up intellectual conversations and discussions about their art. So those are just three of many companies, but I chose those because they are all doing very different things to share their art during this time. They're all different approaches, but I still think it's super cool that they're finding a way to share their art during this time and not just forgetting about it. Next, I explored some resources that are open to artists. So not only are companies doing super cool projects right now, but a lot of resources are being released to dancers everywhere and different artists, not whether you're a professional or not. So this first website that I came across is called Dancing Alone Together. It aims to be a central resource for the digital dance world. And instead of just talking about it, I thought I would show you it. So we'll go here. Awesome. So this is the website, Dancing Alone Together. And it was created by professional dancer Catherine Dissenhoff. She is an out-of-work dancer at the time, so she put her open time into making this website for other dancers. It's divided into three main portions. The first one is called Move. So we'll go there. This is all just a calendar of classes that anyone can live stream. Everyone has access to it as long as you can access the website, and they're either free or open to individual donations. One of the coolest things about this is that it's an opportunity to take classes with teachers and dancers that you may have never had the chance to work with otherwise, and you can still dance with lots of other people in live time. If you go to the bottom, you can also submit your own classes and they will add it to their calendar. The second portion of this website is called Create, and this section is full of prompts and different dance opportunities. So there's different dance festivals that you can submit at homework to. There's different famous pieces that you can recreate in your home. Otherwise, there's also different prompts and things to inspire your own choreography. The last part is called Watch, and this has free access to archives, free trials, and just an endless amount of dance videos that you can watch, and you can easily get stuck in a wormhole of just amazing dance videos that normally wouldn't be available to us. So that is Dancing Alone Together. The next resource I wanted to explore, if it loads here, is called the Social Distancing Festival. And this is This is a website for celebrating art from all over the world, showcasing amazing talent and coming together as a community at a time when we need it more than ever. So this is also a website full of awesome resources. I'll go there now. Okay, so here's this website. It was created by Nick Green. He was in the middle of a theater production when all of the shutdowns began happening. And he felt very distraught and just disappointed that he wasn't going to be able to share his art with others. And then he soon realized that many others must be feeling this way too. So he created this website where everyone can share their art and it doesn't feel like it's just going to waste. One of my favorite parts about this website is the live streams. You can submit your information to them and they will add it to their live stream calendar and provide all of the details to it so anyone can access that. There's also not just dance on this website, but music, theater, pretty much everything art related. Another super cool part about this website is the submissions area. There's tons of different aspects to this website where you can view art, whether it's a recording or a video, an image, a sketch of a set design, pretty much anything you can submit here. And they say that they prioritize works that have been delayed or canceled due to COVID-19, and anyone is allowed to submit their work here. As you can see in all of these menu options up here, there's just an endless amount of videos, recordings, images, basically anything art related that you can access on this website, whether it's things to attend, like classes, or things to watch, whether it be in live time or pre-recorded videos. And they also have a box over here called Long Distance Art. Which Nick Green, the creator of the website, is working with other artists to create art specifically made for this website. So he paired up artists to create new works that will be displayed in a festival-like fashion on this website. Awesome, I'll go back to my PowerPoint here. Cool, so that's what lots of other professionals are doing, but there's also lots of cool stuff happening in the everyday community having to do with dance and the arts and keeping them alive. As silly as it sounds, I think TikTok has become a great outlet for this. It's a fun way just to keep dancing around your house, and even though it's videos and not live time, it's still dancing. And not only is it fun, but a lot of popular users are also using it for good. Such as Charlie D'Amelio. She's using the hashtag #DistanceDance as a dance challenge to help relief funds such as Feeding America. So you can do her dances and use the hashtag and follow her, all that good stuff, and then money will be donated to those organizations. There's also other popular users using it just as a way to inform about healthy tips and safety measures, all that good stuff. And it's just super fun and a good way to use your time. There's also what I like to call a lot of precautious dance parties. We've seen lots of videos of people singing off their balconies in Italy and New York City, all that stuff. But in Bethesda, Maryland, residents are going outside once a day for 15 minutes to sing with each other, wave, and have dance parties on their balconies. This is a super cool way to just still be together and also to dance. There's also a neighborhood in Colorado Springs that has been having block dance parties where they all blare music out of their houses and dance in their own little driveways. They even paired up with local radio stations to all play the same song at the same time one Friday evening so that they could enjoy this time together. I've also seen lots of videos of various medical workers doing whether it's TikTok dances or just dancing around and having fun with each other to relieve stress during this time. Although all of these are not professional live arts per se, it's still a way that the community is using dance to help themselves during this time and just to keep it alive. There we go. Awesome. So there are all the sources I used for that. Overall, I found through this research that there's a lot of dancers and artists taking advantage of the videos and internet at this time. While not everyone is exploring new ways of live art, there's still a huge amount that are. Live streams have become super popular, and video rehearsals are the major two things that I found. Um, Even though not everyone is exploring the live arts at this time, I think the most important thing is that the arts are still alive, and they're remaining present and important throughout this pandemic. Awesome. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. You guys can go ahead, unmute yourself and unhide yourselves if you want to. And we'll have like a discussion portion at this time, whether it's you want to talk about anything further that I brought up today or things that you've noticed in your own arts communities, whatever you want to talk about. Yeah, Emily.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Great. So my question with all of this is like, I know you very well. I've known you for a long time, and I just want to know what was the hardest thing for you coming into a project and then having to switch it and figure out how to go from being somewhere and being able to make music with what you're doing and making dance and going to this space where you kind of have to just hope that it goes well on the computer. Like what was the hardest thing about that for you?
Yeah, I know one of the hardest things, first of all, is just accepting the fact that like I had worked on a project for like a really long time now that had to change a lot. Um, so just like a lot of the people who created those resources and websites, like they felt very disappointed that like their art wasn't going to be seen anymore. So I kind of had to, once I accepted the fact that I could still show some of it, that made it a lot better. And then it was also hard just like rehearsing over video. It was just kind of weird, like not being in a dance studio, not being actually with the people, and learning how to like describe what I wanted and describe like things that I wanted changed like that. So even just like some of the teachers I researched, how they said they had to be very specific with their communication. That was pretty hard. Anyone else?
I'll talk. Hey, everybody did such an amazing job. Like, really. Amy, bravo. Like, really, brava. All of you, but also, of course, Amy as the leader of the whole project. Unbelievable what you've done to persevere, to continue this project. I know originally, you know, I'm a little bit biased because I'm her advisor on this, but I think that, you know, she didn't know where this thing was going to go when we first met. And I think what you sort of ended up discovering maybe is that live performance just means connection. Any way that you can use to connect makes that live experience. I don't know, it's a lot to take in. Even honestly, everybody gathering in this space to start out with, and kind of like people saying, oh, hi, oh, this person's here. Like that was an event. That was part of this live performance event that would not have happened otherwise. So I just think this is really cool and well done. So
Awesome.
Congrats.
Thank you. Mary Alice, yeah.
I just think it's really cool how like art can really just be made anywhere. And it's really cool to see live performances all together in like traditional spaces. But it's also really beautiful that like people are dancing in their living rooms and in their basements, and you're singing in your room and you're playing in your room, and we can still connect like somehow. Because like I sing in my room all the time, but like the fact that I can still stay in my room and sing in my room, but also create art with someone who I don't even know how far away they are from me, like I think that's really, really cool. And it's like so heartwarming that like art just never stops. Like, it doesn't matter what you put in its way, it will never stop. It's so essential to humans, like in human life, that it just won't ever stop. So I think it was really cool to like see it function in a different setting that probably wouldn't have happened if, you know, this wouldn't have happened. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Mandy.
With Harper and Jalen, I know that they were a duet, and you said you wanted to like work on like seeing them still being connected. And there were moves where I saw like Jalen lift Harper. Like they weren't together, but I saw that happen. And like them dancing together, which was like so cool to see on Zoom. And I applaud you for being able to still like create a duet that's like connected like that, because it was so cool. You're just phenomenal. Love you.
Yeah, Kawhi.
I know something really interesting for me is that I know I was talking to the other performers while we were in here and watching everyone get on the waiting room, that I was making a comment like, oh, that's my brother. Oh, that's my other brother. That's all my family. And I think this presents a really interesting opportunity for me, because being so far away from home and also being the youngest, so my brother's already spread out across the country, rarely does my family get to see me perform live. Typically, it's just a video. So then having this venue where, like, even though we're not together again, like they're still getting to watch me perform live, was like really cool. So thank you for that opportunity.
Thank you. Anyone have anything else they'd like to say? Whether it's like about this or just other things you've noticed in the arts world. Anything at all? Yeah, Elizabeth.
Like how like accessible everything is now. Like usually you'd have to pay like a subscription fee to go do a class or even do a class online, but now people are making subscription-based things free for a little while, or even just doing free dance classes on Instagram, like Instagram Live. And that was never an option before, but now it is. And I think going past this, I mean, I can't see into the future, but I think going past this, there's going to be a lot more things online, a lot more things accessible for arts and arts training, and dance as well, because it's just so easy to, you know, go on Instagram Live and do a combination and have 100 people follow you in their own homes.
For sure.
I was really impressed with how you took every single resource that I had sent you and fully investigated it, and then found more on top of that. I mean, that's really the collection that you've created through that presentation should be published somewhere. Like, it's quite thorough, and I love that it includes all arts, not just dance, right? But it's music as well. And I wanted to shout out to the musicians as well, that you did awesome and are so appreciated. This whole experience is pretty amazing, but just wanted to say that.
Yeah, I highly recommend exploring, like, especially those 2 websites I showed you. If you want me to send you the links or something, just let me know, because there's so many opportunities and cool things in those websites to explore. Cool. Anything else? Oh yeah, Megan.
Yeah, I think it's been interesting exploring like learning dance and like taking classes through like Zoom versus like on video, because I know like for my classes at Millikan, like 2 of my teachers are doing different things where like one of them is live and one of them is just like watch this video and stuff. So like there's different pros and cons to that, because with the live classes you're able to get feedback right away, but like through the video classes you can rewind and like try things over and over and over again, but like you're not getting live feedback. And so I just think it's interesting that like both of the teachers are using different methods of teaching, and there's pros and cons to both of them.
Mhm. Yeah, I kind of explored that, like, with this project too. Like with Harper and Jalen, we mostly did like Zoom like rehearsals, and then mostly with Mandy, like I sent her a video and then like she learned it all by herself, which was like super awesome. So we were able to explore both of those options with this one project. Any last things? Ooh, Jordan, yeah.
Hey everybody. I would just like to say the one thing I really appreciated about this project and about just art in general is the fact that Amy had a vision, and she used her choreography and her thoughts and all the vision that she had to create what she did today. And it was her vision, but it really played, like, everyone's strengths shone through. Like, no matter what Amy's vision was, I still saw each and every one of you as an individual, and you showed what you believe in. And, you know, Kawhi and Mary Alice got to share, you know, their voice, and the rest of the performance, they got to share, you know, what they're so good at and share their voice through their movement. And I think no matter what the vision was, everyone was so, you know, individualistic. And I think that's the best part about creating art, is that, you know, it's just so individualized. And I just think that's so special. So great job to everyone. I'm proud of all of you. Great job, Amy.
Thank you. Cool. Anyone else? Going once, going twice. Cool. Well, if no one else has anything to say, we'll be done, I guess, then. Thank you all so much for coming here today. Thank you also especially to Angie, my advisor, and then Alex, my advisor for my music capstone, and all the dancers and musicians who helped me with this. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being here today. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.